Yeah, I think it's time for a water change. It's been a couple weeks since I did a water change. The sand is horrifically nasty. Yeah, so pull out the good old app here. We'll come on down and we'll hit C. And that turns everything off to where I can do a water change. So this is a Python. It's just connected to my sink, and it'll draw a siphon because I started putting it in barrels. This is just way easier. So all this stuff here, I did clean the glass, but all of this nasty, that's just hard green coralline. I'm pretty sure it's coralline, but yeah, it's just hard green stuff. So let me go get that siphon started, and there's something you don't see too often. No movement. You definitely don't want to leave a tank like that for too long. All right, let's go get that siphon started. All right, I'm gonna try to do this. No promises. You can kind of see some water coming through there. So we're just gonna open it up and we're gonna start siphoning sand. I'm gonna kind of be mindful of the algae back there, as well as the 2 pieces of plate. But after they get covered up, I just reach in and we'll get them back. So open it up. There we go. All right. I don't know how hard or how easy this is going to be. So just pick up a little sand. We'll just try to get the detritus out of the sand here. Is all we're trying to do. Now once you're done with the little section, you just let the sand fall right back where it was. If I had my hand on the on-off valve right there, I'd close it, but obviously I got my hand on the camera that I'm not paying attention to. We need to get back here. Back here's one place that gets a lot of trash. Like I say, it's only been a couple weeks since I did the sand bed, so shouldn't be too awful bad here. All right, let that sand go back there, and we'll find us a new spot. So how about right here? Oh. This is kind of what you got to do whenever you don't have critters to do it for you. That big black thing come from the tank. Nasty fish. Alright. So we're starting to get a pretty good column. So I'm going to let this kind of go back down. And put a bunch right there. See, I'm trying to pay more attention to the tank than I am the, whoop, let's grab a hold of the torch. That ain't good. Alright, let's let this sand go around the torch. You can see it doesn't really get the bigger pieces. There goes a big piece down the pipe. So you got to kind of get lucky with where it goes and whatnot. So let's clean up this back here. There's a bristle worm. So a lot of places will tell you the bristle worms are really bad. They can be. They can be horrible. But I find them beneficial because they kind of help clean up. So anyway, that is what I'm going to do all across here. I'll show you the after whenever we're done. All right, so that's how much we took out. You can see some snail eggs right here. And those snail eggs come from, where is he? There he is. I know it's blurry, thank you GoPro, but they come from those Sarah snails. There's also some on the back backlash you can see back there. All right, she's not going to give me a problem. He's going to give me a big problem. I'm going to completely take out that rock, and we're going to trim a lot off of that rock. I need a bowl. Be right back. Okay. We have a bowl. It does still have stuff in it. So that's from the last time I took stuff out of this tank. I'm gonna try to keep everything in frame. I do not like him. But anyway, that's how much water I took out. That's probably between 10 and 15 gallons. So he doesn't really hurt when he bites you. He just makes you hurt yourself. Oh, come here. No, butthead. Quit it. See, just watch him. She's all cool and calm, like, what are you doing, man? And he just like, I'm gonna bite you. He actually didn't bite me right then. What happened? There he goes. Like I say, he doesn't hurt, but he'll make you hurt yourself whenever you try to yank your arm back, because you don't want anything biting you in a saltwater tank. It usually doesn't end well. Okay. Get that in the bowl. That one is gone. Not coming back. Alright. Would you quit it, you little brat? Look at him. He'll find like a little layer of skin. And just go at it. I'm probably going to get bristle worm stuff in my fingers. Look at how much is just hanging off. So, just remember that size. Because I'm not going to be able to do this while holding the camera. So I'll be right back. Alright, so that male clown is super aggressive right now. Get in frame. I'm going to put him right there. But yeah, that's actually I need to turn him. Quit biting me. Little turds, man. And like I say, she's just like, whatever, dude. You do what you gotta do. I'll be here supporting you. Him, not so much. What a turd. But that's it. And we got the rock out of there. They are up in there. That pile is what I took off of this rock in the tank. And then that's the other rock. So now we need to put water back in the tank. And you have to forgive if you can see parts of my house. Construction, dirty, nasty. Alright, let's see. It should be coming out a little bit faster than that, so I'm gonna have to go check what's wrong. So I'll be right back. Should see some bubbles. Yep, just had a little bit of a lock. And there we go. So it still doesn't put out water very fast, but it's just enough so I can feed all my corals. So let me get some coral food made up. Okay, so I've got the food down here on a table. We're just gonna draw some up. Come into the tank, and I didn't have to put any like polyp extender to get them to put out their tentacles, because water changes do it for me. Get out of there, lady. Almost heard. Sorry, I wasn't paying attention to where my camera was. Let me hit the back screen. Yeah, get out of here. You bite the hand that feeds. Alright, then we just squirt the rest over here on the Monty. Monty doesn't really eat this stuff, but once the water flow turns on, it'll blow it off of them. But just in case they do eat a little bit of it, I go ahead and put it on there. Alright, just stirring it up because this stuff does settle. Alright, got some more. Let's go back in and hit these purple guys a little bit more. There we go. I try not to push on them too hard, but I just try to get some food in their mouth, you know. Alright, so refed those guys because the clowns took all their food. And then we'll feed the clove polyps here. Just kind of drop it on them, let them do what they can do. And then same thing with the torch. He's pretty closed up right now, so. And of course, clown lady here. So whenever the fish think they need to be fed, I just fed them. They'll come over here and steal it from the corals. But that's pretty much it. I don't direct feed the hammer. I don't direct feed those polyps. I don't direct feed any star polyps. You know what? Let's hit this other. Here, let's hit. There's one right back here. I do want him to grow because he started out, whenever I first noticed him, he was 6 polyps. And I only noticed him because the lights were out and the royal blues were on. So, yeah, we'll just let some of that go down there. And there we go. Corals are fed. We got water coming back in. And now, I'll just spend the rest of the time cleaning the glass. So, wish me luck, because this stuff is hard. Alright, so didn't get much algae done. Oh well. I just wanted to kind of show you guys some things. One, these lights always get submerged whenever I do this, and they're still working. I've actually burned out the plug adapter, and the lights are still working great. So, hey, they're apparently waterproof because they hold up in salt water. But so I got a bunch of macroalgae down there. It's starting to kind of come over here. Yeah, ATO reservoir. But here's the aftermath of the sand bed. Not perfect, definitely not perfect, but yeah. Kind of need to move this hammer because it's starting to shade that money right there, and all these little particles you see are little pieces of food for the corals. They'll stay there. Eventually they'll just circulate throughout the tank and eventually break down, turn into nitrate, phosphate, whatever, and feed stuff. So that is pretty much the water change. We just got to wait for the look at her, showing him who's boss. Don't you ever bite him again. Whenever she does that to him, she in my head, she has a redneck accent. What's your dealings with him? Why are you biting him? You don't need to be biting him. I'm sorry. Okay, I digress. Anyway, that's how we do a water change here. Got the sand about as clean as it's going to get without critters to go in and clean it for me. Sand sifting starfish, conchs, Nacerius snails, and yeah, I need to get some. I will get some, but it's not going to be on this tank. Ha 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 ha. Yes, sir. All right. Whoa, I just stepped on a cat. Why is she always in the way? So the cats do like chasing bubbles and stuff going through the... Yeah. That's why she's here. All right, water change is done, man. Tank looks like crap because I haven't turned it on yet. so it hasn't had a chance to start up. I did give the fish a little bit more food so they'd leave my corals alone. Little brats, man, little brats. All right, so feed timer C. Why do I use a feed timer? Because it has a 1 hour time limit and then it turns everything back on. This tank being shut down for 1 hour, probably not going to hurt anything. Most likely it won't hurt anything. So I leave it on a 1 hour timer, and then if I get done earlier, I hit cancel. If I don't get done earlier, then I just hit feed C again. But yeah, cancel. Pump's going to slowly start. The water movement you see now is from the power heads. I go over there. And that's going to start draining down into here. You see the water level went down. Lights are no longer in the water. Turbulent flow. And we're back up and running after a water change. The only thing I got to do now is I got to test the water after it runs for a little bit. Calcium alkalinity, just make sure they're all right. And I'm going to dose some trace elements and whatnot. Just pretty much what you do on a saltwater tank. So, guys, hope you enjoyed, mainly watching Butthead here. Hope you enjoyed just seeing, you know, kind of a little bit of what goes into a water change. It's not difficult. That was like a 10 or 15 gallon water change. If your tank is higher than your sink, then it works out really well because you can just dump in your sink and it all goes away. My case, I've got a septic system, so 15 gallons of salt water is not going to hurt a septic system at all. So that's pretty much it. So hope you guys enjoyed. Greatly appreciate you guys watching, especially the little ones. Glad you guys are getting a kick out of it, and I look forward to seeing you in the next one. Bye bye, guys. We'll see if we can't zoom into this guy. He's about a medium-sized one. He ain't happy to be out of his salt water though. Not at all. And they absolutely do not like bright light. Actually, he's not shrinking up. Yeah, he's trying to find anything and everything to get under. Okay. But I have thousands of those in my tank. We don't need him. I got enough bristles in my finger.